Hello, hello, and good day, everyone, and welcome to another Chill Talk with Tasoya here, where we're going to be talking about basically the Rynn-Only playthrough, as well as some small little updates in regards to getting the GameShark and other potential videos that I will be doing. Arok, hello.
Arok, come here. Arok, come here. Arok!
Yeah, he's completely plastered. The poor fella. Alright, so he's ready to save the day with Rynn, but she goes out of her way to save it all by herself, not using Arok. So he's kind of depressed right now. And just kind of drank a little too many. There's some drinks down right next to him they hasn't finished yet. And he's completely plastered. He's completely out. He's down for the count. Well, and since he is kind of preoccupied at the moment, let's talk about basically what inspired me to do a godless mode, the Rynn-Only playthrough. What made me think that it would be possible? Well, based on my previous playthrough, alright, of the Rynn-Only playthrough, I discovered that the bone dragons are not as omnipotent as they seem to be with their attacks. Where basically, no matter what you do, you can't evade their attacks. Especially when you come out of hiding. It's basically, I shoot once, they shoot twice by the time I get back into my hiding spot. So I'm basically chugging through probably a lot of life potions to just do one measly little damage to them. Well, not one measly little damage, but one attack at them. But now, since I decided to, in that first Rynn-Only playthrough that I did, traverse on top the mountaintops to hunt the bone dragons from above, I discovered that depending on how high you're up there, if you bait them to come after you, they will not attack you. Of course, when you're low enough, they will attack you. But when you're high enough, they will indeed not attack you. And so you can do pot shots at them until they're dead. So it's like, okay, the bone dragons can be dealt with that way. What about the griffins? Well, the 4 griffins that appear in the towards the last half of the ruins, the last portion of the ruins before you face off Zoladane, those 4 griffins in that cave area, they are affected by very low ceilings, so they're all clustered together. That means their attacks, which are homing attacks, have a splash damage, which will in fact affect the griffins. So the griffins are basically hurting themselves if you just chug an invincibility potion and chug another one when it gets near running out. You then use your bow, particularly the one that you can get in Gothrol's lair, and you can basically use that for additional splash damage for the explosion that you get from those arrows, and then basically those griffins are done pretty quickly. You might be able to get them done with 2 invincibility potions, but I haven't been that successful with that yet. But 3 invincibility potions definitely can take care of all those griffins. And then the 2 griffins that appear out in front of where the flame blade is. After collecting all the stones, the curious stone, the odd stone, and strange stone, collecting those stones, putting them in their respective spots, heading off there to collect the flame blade, you have 2 griffins that appear before you're able to do that. And they're all hovering around that area. So, I learned also in that previous Rynn-Only playthrough that you can actually exploit them. They actually get stuck. Pardon me, I need to take a drink, both in real life and I need a drink here. In fact, I need to hot slot a few of these drinks, so I'm ready to drink away. Arok's down for the count, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy a few drinks myself. But let's see here. I'm gonna drink here and Much better. So I bait them to come over towards the entrance of the lower ruins. Well, not the entrance, but one of the little archways that are scattered towards the frontmost part. Because for some reason, they can get stuck in the flight around there. Though they got stuck in a different way when I was doing the previous Rynn-Only playthrough, but I was still able to get them stuck in this playthrough and basically capitalize on them by just shooting them dead from the same spot. Again, I have to evade their attacks like until they get stuck, but it's very much doable. So that took care of all the question marks in regards to the Valley of the Fallen, the Desert of Tears. What about Stratos? Well, I had an idea utilizing IntrovertedOwl's Dash-Climb spot in the starting island that I call Spiral Island. I call it Spiral Island because I can do a magic mini glide around that island to slowly have Rynn ascend up that island to get to the top of the island, to then be able to use the trees on top of that island, the starting island, the Spiral Island, to then flight dash to wherever I want to go. Hence why I call also Spiral Island's airport when using the trees or whatnot. But the thing is, I can't do that in a godless run of the Rynn-Only playthrough, because the distance after getting to the first spot of doing Magic Menu Glide and land onto our first spot, the next spot we use the Magic Menu Glide to ascend to a higher spot is too far away, because it'll take us too long for the invisibility potion that we would need to chug is going to last. It is going to expire before we even get there, and the griffin will be hot on our butts and will kill us before we can get to our next spot. So what do we do about all that? Well, IntrovertedOwl discovered in his Rynn-Only playthrough, the first Rynn-Only playthrough, what he did was found a nice dash climbing spot that you can do to have Rynn ascend up, and a shortcut. Normally you would take, let's see here, if I were to do the Magic Menu Glide around the island to the different spots, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Well, we shortcut it straight to the 4th spot. Alright, we start from the starting the Spiral Island, and we just shortcut straight to the 4th spot in this dash climbing spot. Now, this dash climbing spot is probably the hardest dash climbing that you would ever encounter. At least for me, it's the hardest, and it's been hard. I guarantee you, it's absolutely astronomically hard, though I might have found a way to make it a bit more consistent, but I'll have to test that later. But for right now, that shortcut, all I would have to do is just drink an invisibility potion when I'm there to evade the notice of the griffin that will circle around back, and then I need to save the game and proceed on dash climbing to that 4th spot. When successful, well, I then need to take my next invisibility potion, my next dose, and then I'm going to Magic Menu Glide to an islet just outside a Spiral Island. I believe that would be to the north based on the map. And once we land on that island, we then need to drink another invisibility potion to have Rynn dash climb up to the top of that islet. Because then we need to Magic Menu Glide, which I think we drink another potion once we reach the top there, to then Magic Menu Glide all the way over to this little mound on the left of the Griffin's Nest. And we'll have Rynn drop down on top of that to then drink, preferably equip a sword and shield first, then drink an invisibility potion, and then we can proceed on dash climbing towards the Bridal Hall, which we're from this little spot here of the Griffin's Nest, dash climbing off this one portion of it has us at the perfect height to actually access the cutscene for the ferry to go to the necropolis. If we then from there flight dash towards the bridal hall, well, the invisibility potion isn't going to last the entire journey. Once when that invisibility potion runs out, you are now having the dark dragons or shadow dragons now hot on your tail. They now see you. And so now you have to evade their attacks, which make sure you're at full health before doing this flight dash to the bridal hall, because it will take 3 hits to kill you. It doesn't matter what armor you wear, because it is, how do you say, their attacks do AP damage, so it has armor piercing, so it doesn't matter what, what you're wearing. You're dead in 3 hits. So you have to evade their attacks, and I took 2 attacks from them, and I had to dodge them for probably another 20-30 seconds. Oh my gosh, that was harrowing. But oh my gosh, what a big relief when I actually was able to make it through there. So that was my theory, is basically if I can use the invisibility potions that I can acquire in the game throughout all the areas that I travel to with Rynn alone, well, maybe we can actually use that to evade the Griffin's notice. Check marks on both of those for the Griffin circling around the Spiral Island and the Griffin at the Griffin's Nest, and then hopefully make it to the Bridal Hall with the invisibility potion active, which was not the case, but we are able to effectively evade the Shadow Dragon's attacks. But again, RNG can be a and you get shot out of the sky, which then you have to go back, which again I would also add when you're drinking an invisibility potion for the final stretch to the Bridal Hall. Save the game. Save the game. Either save the game before you drink it, or save the game after you drink it. So basically, we're gonna go land on that one spot of the mountain of the Griffin's Nest, equip a equip a sword and shield, then save the game, and then drink a potion, or drink a potion, then save the game. Either way, you'll be able to flight dash towards there and hopefully avoid the attacks, because once we get in the cutscene, we are safe. We are safe. We can complete the rest of the game as Rynn was supposed to. The Bridal Hall, the Necropolis, and then facing off Jasad. And then from there, since I learned that you do not take damage when you're in this invisible state, this whatever you call it. Rynn has ascended and has attained an astral form that Jasad can't even hope to attack or take down. So that whole thing right there, knowing that you cannot take damage in this form, makes it even more possible to for the Rynn-Only playthrough, because you're basically having to put the position of the character of, well, we can't see him, but it's supposed to be Arok, but we can't see him, so it's very much might as well be Rynn. Very in the position where the pain golem will start swinging at this figment of his Jasad's imagination, and while the sentry towers are shooting down at Jasad and slowly taking away his health. And with that, the Rynn-Only playthrough is, for a godless mode, turned out to be very much possible and very interesting. I would say my favorite moment of doing the Rynn-Only playthrough was actually taking out the bone dragons over at Casa Vol's, by Casa Vol's tower, because of the compact where all 4, I think it was 4 or 3 ballistas are firing at you while you're trying to take out the bone dragons. It was very interesting as having to look down to see where the ballistas are, try to evade the missiles. Sometimes they just come across your screen or whatnot. It was a war zone trying to attract and take out these bone dragons, which honestly made it a very fun experience. In fact, I recommend doing a Rynn-Only playthrough because it's a unique experience. It's a whole lot of fun, and you can choose either to do it with God mode or no God mode, whichever you want, because just because I found a way to do it, I wouldn't want you to restrict you to that, because you would have to basically master in archery. You have to master in archery and maybe or not dabble in any magic. Of course, you still need to learn at least Fireball. But I need another drink here. Drink a life potion here. Drink my... Now I'll have another one. Drink my Baja Blast that Sharky would actually say. Sorry. And one thing also when drinking these, Swampy also in the chat said, like, it's kind of interesting that she wipes her mouth clean, like as if she's drinking milk, all right? But in any case, I just recommend that experience. It's absolutely phenomenal. Godless mode will, God mode will allow you to choose whatever weapon, because that way, if it's God mode, doing the Rynn-Only playthrough, you don't have to worry about the dragons. So you can choose to level up in melee if you wanted to, or whatnot. Because since you're invincible, you can tank all the blows. Still, magic is a bit of a problem, because by the time you get over to, let's say it, you get over to Battle of the Fallen, you're probably, I think at most either 4 or 5. You get 4, like 3 or 4 skill points. You level up 3 or 4 times, which basically limits what you can actually do. Because then, okay, level up 5 times, that's 5, no, level up 3 or 4 times. You can only, basically in that sense, I think at most you might be able to learn level 5, though for some reason I think it's more going to be 4. You're only going to be able to level up to level 4 after taking out all the enemies around. Which again, once when you're in Battle of the Fallen, you can't learn any more spells. You can't, when doing a Rynn-Only playthrough, you can't return through the gate to go talk to Jade and get more magic. So that's the downside of learning magic. Though I guess what you could do, if you wanted to, since we're doing God mode, you could, if you're trying to master magic, utilize the cheat code for to level 2 or level 3 magic. That way you're kind of got all your bases covered. But in any case, aside from the Rynn-Only playthrough, we have here Arok, as I said, is plastered completely out of it. He's depressed that I completely ignored him. I ignored him. Poor Arok is ready to save the world with Rynn, and here I go and save the world without him. He is actually even completely, like, I'm wondering how in the world did I manage to do that? How did you even fly up around these floating islands you talk about? You need me to fly you to there, right? Why did you do it all by yourself? I'm sorry, Arok. It's just, well, I just wanted to prove myself, all right? Prove that I can do it, that I am not reliant on my friend. I don't want to use you that way, all right? Take advantage of you. And Anos found out that I was able to beat it all by myself. And so you don't need me? No, of course I need you, Arok. How else are we going to restore the other 3 gateways that I forgot to restore? Come on, Arok. Let's get you out of here. Let's get you up off the ground here. And I'm confiscating your drinks here. Your you're pretty much done drinking, Arok. You had too much. Let's go. But Arok being on the ground there is because I did, what would be what it's called? Oh yeah, GameShark. I got the GameShark to work on here. So, I actually use a different site that was recommended by, because I Googled, because I was worried about with Almart Archive how program heavy it was was on that guide. I found a website, a website from a YouTube video that had a wonderful full tutorial video on how to get cheats to work on the PCX2. And they showcased this one site
Rynn, I hear you.
that does a better job at giving you the files that you need in order to actually, in the format that you need to get the cheats working. So I'm going to share in the description as well that video I watched and the site that is used to get those cheats for the PCX2. So with that being said, that's what I have for discussion here today. And hopefully, I'd like to hear when any of you decide to do a Rynn-Only playthrough, what your experiences with that was whenever that comes to pass. So, but in the meantime, though it's kind of smoggy at the moment, let's go ahead and undo that. Though I can actually use the blacksmith's place to do that. We're going, but I will see you all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe.
Good luck, Rynn.
And as always, have a great life, everybody.